Someone told me recently, remember who you are. I don't know what they meant by this. I haven't been posting a lot of videos, and that's alright. You guys don't seem to mind too much, but did they want me to remember that I'm the best at Lego, the number one on YouTube? Or were they being more philosophical of like, don't build things that people want you to build things that you want to build, that inner happiness and stuff. Because like, right now I'm just sitting here in a dim room talking to you guys. And is that who I am? Is that who you think I should be? I don't know if it matters what you think. Maybe that's what the point was, is that I'm supposed to just do things that make me happy, and happiness will follow, and you guys might even be happy with it. But does that mean opening polybags and building them? Or does that mean going into a parking lot and dumping out a polybag and then building it and vaguely reviewing it? Does that mean going to the Dollar Tree and buying cheap clocky and assembling it? Or does it mean rambling for an hour and 5 minutes for a podcast? I like the podcast. I like the idea of the Sad Clocky Hour. This segment right now could honestly be a segment on the podcast if I wasn't so lazy to make it. I recorded some questions that people asked me for the podcast. They wanted to know about, and I have them sitting and waiting. I have some things I'd like to talk about in depth for the podcast, but should I talk about them here? I don't really want to worry you guys with what kind of videos I should make, but maybe you have videos that you want to see that would make me happy. Maybe being an epic Lego builder isn't who I am, but being happy with little Lego builds, just the things that I tinker around with, those classic things before the invention of cheese wedges, and when details were mostly blocky, we didn't have a lot of smooth pieces, we had some roofs or something maybe, things that when you see in a catalog and you feel nostalgic, but they were before you were born. They were Lego people smiling, idyllic warm-colored cities. Gray hadn't been invented yet, or was used sparingly at the very least. Those colorful, I think they're paper backgrounds. Not this man has fallen into a river in Lego City stuff. There's just things that feel Lego, and some things that don't feel not Lego, but they don't feel, I don't know, they don't feel the same. Like, action features don't feel not Lego. They've always had key wind up. You put the little key in the wind up motor and you'd crank it, or the pullback motors, or even just wheels, just to roll your creations around, to swoosh your spaceship, and your spaceship combines with another one or something. That feels Lego. It's an action feature, it's a play feature, and it feels good and people like it. But do they lose something when they make helicopters that actually fly? Is that who I am? Is helicopters that fly? Or is that who Lego is now? Am I supposed to remember the things that make me happy because I definitely, as a child, would have really liked a helicopter that I could put my Lego man inside and shoot off into the wild blue yonder. I had dreams of being an Air Force pilot, but they didn't work out. And was it Lego's fault? Was it my fault for not focusing on being, you know, an airplane? I just wanted to build. I wanted to be a build boy, just building Lego, having a good time. I think that that's possibly who I am. Maybe I'm molded by the failures and the things that I didn't do. The things that I did do are me. And if I'm me and I haven't forgotten it, then I don't need to remember. Maybe it was cautionary. Maybe it was meaning don't forget who you are. Remember, continue remembering. Stop forgetting. Don't let yourself change. You're doing good. Maybe making fewer videos or only focusing on things I want to focus on is the remembrance that I was supposed to be doing, but I hadn't forgot, so I didn't realize what I was looking for yet. If I want to make a Lego tree and it's a stack of 2x4s in a vaguely triangular pattern with a little bit of 2x2 brown action at the bottom for a trunk, maybe that's the classic Lego feel that I want, that I'm chasing, that I've forgotten. But maybe there's more than that. Maybe I can make something classic by using new pieces. What if instead of a blocky tree, I made a very detailed, molded looking tree out of the Lego pieces that I have been provided by the Lego group, and all these curves and angles and snots, and maybe I can make a more detailed tree that still feels classic. Maybe there's a compromise between all of it that I've been missing, and that's how I've forgotten. Maybe it's just the simple joy of looking at a minifigure and it's smiling back at you, and it makes you smile a little bit. Maybe that's what's forgotten. They don't really know what he meant when he said, remember who you are. But I think it's important to remember him saying that and to move forward towards some kind of realization, or just working at the meaning of what he said, not necessarily understanding it, but maybe understanding it a little bit more, not fully understanding it, but understanding it a little more. And is that what we all need right now, is to just step back and think about how we can remember who we are, remember who I am, who I was? Maybe that's the key, is to look and see. I know that I'm different now, but I haven't changed. So, which me do I want to remember? Do I need to know all of the different me's before I can finally be the best me? Be the prime me? Be the me that the multiverse revolves around, expanding from? I don't know. He might have just been referencing Lion King or something, I guess.